What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the Wise Take NBA DFS First Look. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I am from the Wise Take Nation, which you can find at wisetake.com. And you can follow on Twitter at wise_take for the latest and greatest around the nation and any promotional type shit. Another day in NBA. I think yesterday's slate was we were pretty close. I think we were on a lot of the right stuff. I kind of went a little too heavy on the min price guys, DiVincenzo and Terrence Mann, neither of which did great. Bembry got kicked out of the game. That was a little rough, but I lowered a little bit. I still had a lot of them, but lowered a little bit. But the rest of the guys we had were there. A lot of the chalk hit with Derek Favors and Drew Holiday. That was pretty easy once Brandon Ingram got ruled out. We've got an 8-game slate on Friday, which isn't bad. Normally Fridays we have like monstrous size slates, and this is actually another pretty comfortable realm. So this week's been pretty awesome in terms of slate size. Let's go ahead and jump in real quick before we do. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure your notifications bell so you're notified whenever we do go live. We just had our NFL guys finish the NFL podcast for the week 11. Go check that out when you get a chance. And if you were subscribed with notifications bell, you'd already know that they were just live. And please like the video. Likes go a long way. Allow us to keep doing the free stuff. We enjoy doing it. Keep connected with the DFS community. And the likes really go a long way. So if you could like the video, we can get this up to like 50 likes. That'd be great. Great. Let's take a look. So the first thing I think that stands out about this slate to some of the slates we've had is the pricing on DraftKings has been really soft so far. This season it's been really easy to get in all the studs. Even today, there was so much value that ended up opening up that it was pretty easy to get Luka and Doncic together. And if you look at the pricing on this slate, they made it at least a little bit tougher. We'll see whatever news opens up tomorrow. There could be some of these things opening up, but a lot of the standard value that's kind of been there, they're priced up, as we'll see. James Harden is 12-3. So they did make more of a conscious effort to, make it a little bit tougher to build these teams and jam all these guys in. Looking at point guard, James Harden, we know Capella's out. They got like no bigs. Tyson Chandler's going to start, but I don't think he's going to play more than like 16 minutes. He just hasn't all year. And Russell Westbrook is going to be a back-to-back. So Russell Westbrook's questionable for load management. He may sit this game. He may sit the next one. We're not sure. If he does sit this one, you would have to. Then we're literally going to get James Harden last year when everybody was hurt, and he was putting up 80s, 90s every single day. So he is expensive, but you're going to want to allocate some teams for him. He's never a guy you want to completely fade, especially if Russ and these guys do end up out. So with that said, if there isn't a lot of good value that opens up tomorrow, then it may make the rest of your team look kind of ugly. So I think how heavy we go on him is going to depend on what value is available, but you're going to want, in my opinion, a minimum of 20 going forward, just because that's how good he is, assuming everybody, and then if everybody's out, that's probably if Westbrook's in. If he's out, the usage is just too crazy. LeBron James has been awesome. In the last game, it was a blowout against the Warriors. He wasn't really needed. Anthony Davis was out, so the usage was what we would expect it to be. But he, in 26 minutes, went for 52 DraftKings points. Was just a little too easy. Certainly in play against Sacramento. Sacramento without De'Aaron Fox is a different Sacramento. And Sacramento's playing a lot slower this year, at least in terms of the pace statistics. Russell Westbrook, man, this guy's been super disappointing, just getting in constant foul trouble. Anybody that does know me or follows me on Twitter knows that I get a little heated, and I believe in the reverse jinx, so I'll start bashing some of the players that I have heavy exposure to if they're not playing well, if they're underperforming. It's a reaction, can't help it. And a lot of times it ends up working out because either that player, I'll feel better about what I said about that player, as childish as it is, or sometimes the jinx will kick in and the player will start playing well. Hasn't worked with Westbrook other than just me feeling better about venting. He's been terrible from a DFS perspective. got into a fight on Twitter with a bunch of Rockets fans who started attacking me on Twitter because I said Westbrook sucks. And trying to argue with somebody who doesn't understand the statistics, doesn't understand this stuff like we do, people who do this and look at this shit every day, is just so frustrating. You got Rockets fans. He's averaging 20 points a game, man. Yeah, big fucking deal. It's Russell Westbrook. What was he doing? Anyway, I'm getting into it for what? But Westbrook, the price has come down to, you got to think it's like he's got to have a good game at some point. Doesn't have a ton of targets to get assists to. So if he does play 8,400, I don't think I've ever seen him that low before. It's just, I'm going to continue to play him some. I am, as much as I hate him. Kemba Walker has been kind of disappointing. Looked like he was going to really smash against Washington and then just kind of went silent in the fourth quarter. Aside from a 3 that did seal the game for his team. But the usage is actually high. He is getting a boost with Gordon Hayward out. The price has come down to 8,200. He's on the road. We never really liked Kemba on the road when he played for Charlotte. But it is a really soft matchup against a team that doesn't play any defense in Golden State. D'Lo, this seems like a pretty good spot for D'Lo. Bradley Beal went for 60 against these guys. D'Lo, in my opinion, it can score like Beal, but he's got way more assist upside. Boston kind of let Washington hang around that game. Washington put up a lot of points on this Boston defense, so maybe them across the country, maybe the Boston has a shot to keep this one close, and if that's the case, I would think that D'Lo is going to have himself a game. Brogdon is too cheap at 7,600. For his usage, not sure why against Orlando he played 29 minutes. Maybe that was like their own load management thing, but he is playing. Well, it looks like he's cooled off, but his usage is pretty solid. We saw it earlier in the season. He was posting up pretty crazy numbers. Maybe he does need like Turner and Sabonis together, give him some guys to get their assists through. I don't know. I'd tell you who stands out is Mike Conley. Number one, revenge, right? Going back to Memphis, but more importantly, Memphis is really bad against guards. Ja Morant hitting game winners looks great, but the defense is just awful. We are seeing, I think we just saw Terry Rozier just go for 50 after he's been struggling all year. No, he went for 50 DraftKings points against Memphis, no problem. And he did it to him in the preseason too. Mike Conley has been terrible since going to the Jazz, in my opinion, in terms of expectation. Ricky Rubio was putting up numbers way more often. But I always attack Memphis with point guards, and I will do it again with Mike Conley. It just happens to be a little revenge narrative. A little bit. Jeff Teague has a matchup with Isaiah Thomas. That sounds pretty good. I could definitely get down on that. Teague played 23 minutes against San Antonio after being listed available and not starting, but that game was a blowout anyway. But he still got up to 33 DraftKings points, which was cool because of his price. Assuming that he starts, 5,300 is probably a pretty good price against Washington, a fast team. This game should be really high scoring, probably one of the better games. Probably as far as right now goes, I would say the best game on the slate in terms of like pace and fantasy expectations or whatever, DeJounte Murray's down to 5.5. Don't know why it's against Minnesota he got into some foul trouble. He's been a little disappointing, but we know he's got that double-double, even triple-double upside, even in the limited minutes he gets. So problem is Orlando just plays really slow. They're like death to fantasy. I try to stay away from their games. You can see what I mean. Aaron Holiday, everybody's been playing every day, is now 5K. Malik Monk, who finally, he had some extra time to play because Bacon was out, and he's been playing well 2 straight games. He's 5K. So you see what I mean when I say they took away some of it. Corey Joseph, who was in the 3s, is now 4,600. You got Markelle Fultz and DJ Augustine still, if you want to go that route. But as you can see, they did raise the prices on some of these guys. So one route you can go is the Austin Rivers route. He ended up playing 34 minutes. He just didn't do it. He took 12 shots, so the upside was there, believe it or not. He just shot really awfully. Took 8 3-pointers. So he's probably an interesting value play, assuming he takes those shot attempts again. Maybe he makes half of them this time, and it's a whole different score he puts up. So, maybe. If Conley doesn't have a good game, then I would think that Donovan Mitchell does. I'll throw that out there. Bradley Beal coming off a 60 burger against Minnesota this time. Good matchup. Everything checks out. I mean, it looks good. I like to play Beal when he's rested. I played him against Boston because he was working with like 3 or 4 days rest. Andrew Wiggins has been making me look terrible. I've had people ask me, "Are you playing Wiggins?" And I'm like, "Hell no." And I'm like, "Should I play Wiggins?" And I'm like, "If you want." And then he's just doing dirties, and it's killing me. The price is up. Matchup is good against Washington. I still prefer Cat. I still prefer Teague. But so if he's going to do well, he's going to do it despite me. I mean, maybe I'll grab a little. Maybe I'll grab 10% this time just for once. He's killing me. Jaylen Brown's been pretty awesome since Gordon's went down. He's been playing really well. Been super aggressive. Graham's been in this added to the starting rotation. I don't know. We'll have to see if that hurts him or not. He shot really badly from the field. And he's taking a lot of threes. Taking like 10 threes a game, 10 threes a game. On DraftKings, that's pretty big. Maybe he's got to hit them, but pretty big. Bogdanovich was awesome. The usage told us that he was going to step it up. I think I had 30% that day, not nearly enough. Should have been 50-60%. That was my bad at his price, and he went for 50. Price is up there now, but he could. That is like a situation where his usage does increase when Fox is out. Bottom line. Poole is cheap if you want to play that game. Ross is cheap. You see what I mean about the value? It's like, it's there, but it's not as strong unless something opens up tomorrow. Jason Tatum's been very disappointing to me. I keep expecting his usage to be there. And again, he took 18 shots and he took 20 shots. He's just not shooting the best. The rebound's kind of disappointing in some of these games, but certainly in play. He'll have Draymond defense, which isn't fun for him. Let's see. Kyle Kuzma's price has come up to 5,600. He did get 30 minutes against Golden State, which is pretty promising, but AD is going to be playing in this one, so curious to see what the usage looks like. Rudy Gay at 4,900 seems pretty legit. 49 is basically 5. It's not as cheap as it seems. When there's a 4 in front of it, it just feels so much cheaper. What do we got? Covington's okay. PJ Tucker. So Chandler's going to play, I think he's going to start at center, but I really don't think he's going to get more than 16 minutes. And that's the same thing one of the Rockets beat writers thought. Just hard to see him getting more than 16. So with Capella out, they don't really have a center. PJ Tucker is one of the options to play center if they go small, which they're not, again, like Sabonis. So it's not going to be easy for them to do something like that. But Tucker's going to get all the minutes he can handle because he just does. You saw in that last game against the Clippers 39 minutes. Or maybe they'll use Ryan Anderson, who we can talk about later, but, not sure. We've also got Ben McLemore down here. He was disappointing in his last game. It was 3,100, so you weren't needing a ton. He got into foul trouble. I think he may have played more, and he took 9 shots, 8 threes. Just was inefficient. So he's another candidate for value. Who I think would have gotten more volume, more opportunity had he not gotten in foul trouble. Anthony Davis, 9,600 has been gross. I mean, he's been consistent, but he's been the Westbrook of the group. That's what it's become, Like, are you the Harden of the group or the Westbrook of the group? And AD so far has been the Westbrook of the group. But in his defense, I know he's been banged up. He's dealing with a pretty sore shoulder injury. A really good matchup once again. The pace, I don't think, is going to be as high for this game as it would have been last year for these teams, but Sacramento's still going to suck against bigs. They just don't have a ton of options. It's the truth. Blake Griffin's only 7,100. Blake Griffin played 24 minutes and looked pretty good in those 24 minutes. Didn't hit value quite yet, but he did look good. I think Bryant at 6-1 against Minnesota, they're going to need him on the court for Cat. If he could stay out of foul trouble, 61 is a pretty good price for him in what should be one of the best games on the slate for DFS. Bielitsa is 5,600 now. His price has gone up. He's gotten massive upside. Is he going to do well against Anthony Davis? And those guys, curious to see how they play it. We'll dig into that a little bit tomorrow, see what we can find. Jakar. Karl Anthony Towns, 10K. I think it's a great spot for him on paper. He's been playing like shit, kinda. Notice I say kinda when I pull up his game logs and see he went for 60 against Denver. But yeah, pretty good spot for Cat, no doubt. That's one of the reasons I'm so not really into Wiggins, is because I like Cat more. You can play them both together in more of a game stack scenario. You can do that. What's up, man? Just look at the YouTube chat. I didn't even see it. Money Cash Dollars. What's up, bro? Joel Embiid, 9,200, good price against Oklahoma City. I can get down on that. Drummond, 8,600. I know Blake is back. Drummond's played like dog shit. He keeps getting into foul trouble, but yeah, 8,600 is a good price for the upside that he's got. Again, Blake is back. I understand the usage, may drop a little, or a lot, but still. Vooch, 7,900 against the Spurs. Spurs not good against centers. Vooch has been a little bit more aggressive lately, what we're used to seeing from him. I think this is a really good spot for Vooch. Really good price for Vooch for the spot. Like, it matches up. See what else we see. How many minutes did Draymond play? Draymond played 28. That's not bad. I don't mind Draymond. I don't love Draymond. I don't mind Draymond. But I don't love Draymond. Steven Adams, 4,900. I can get down on this. Embiid has not been a good defender. There's a difference between guys that get blocks and guys that are actually good defenders. Because you get blocks, Embiid is big. Adams has not been super aggressive. Definitely seems to miss Westbrook, but the price expectation is really low, and they're gonna need him on the court. I don't think they're gonna, I don't think Noel can do much. They're gonna want Adams on the court against Embiid if he gets out of foul trouble. And then Cantor, after we were told he wouldn't see anything near 30 minutes, he ended up getting 25. Wasn't all that aggressive on the offensive end, but the rebounds were there. And another really awesome matchup against Golden State, who McGee and Howard both just went nuts against in that last game. With that said, Cauley Stein is probably a pretty decent center as well. So a lot of good centers up top, but some options down low as well. Boston not very good either. Cantor never been known for his defense. Of course, we talked about Chandler. He's going to start. Hasn't gotten more than 16 minutes. It's hard to imagine him really getting a ton. So I'm sure they're going to have to go small. And Houston's comfortable doing that. They like to go small. So I don't know. Interesting slate to say the least. Mike Conley revenge, though. That's going to be fun for somebody. It's not going to be fun for me, but it's going to be fun for somebody. That's going to do it. If you want more updated content as we get closer to lock, go visit us at wisetape.com. We have day passes available if you want to try us out. We are a DFS premium content provider as well as a DFS community. We're designed to help make you a better player. I recently did a strategy session video on Thursday to which is as long as you have any access to the NBA DFS package, whether it's a day pass or whatever, you'll get access to that. So go ahead and watch it. Just showed my process and kind of showed how to MME a little bit, the process behind it in terms of like what to do with the CSVs, how do I handle exposures, adjusting projections, things like that. Just to be transparent, what tools I use, just to be transparent. So go check it out. Day pass is $2.50. You'll get access to all the NBA DFS content for one full day. It's full card, so we're going to have a cheat sheet from Cam, cheat sheet from Paulie for FanDuel, Paulie for DraftKings. The Y stream is a live stream we do 2 hours prior to lock. It's going to be Paulie D and Stevie Brown on the live stream. After everybody's done their research, I'll have my Core Plays article out again. Slate breakdown from Matt. We'll have to I don't think Matt's doing the slate breakdown. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll do the slate breakdown. We'll have to see. But yeah, come check us out. Come rock with us. Wisetape.com. Our goal is to help make you a better DFS player. All right, so if you could like the video, again, appreciate you guys. And last video of the week, we do these usually for slates Monday through Saturday, so Sunday night live. I guess I'll catch you guys next. For myself, the entire Wisetape Nation, have a great weekend, and as always, good luck.
Yes.